that, do you? Does anybody in here go like this? Grandma does. Well, tell Grandma not to do it anymore, because that's, we don't pick them up by the scruff of the neck.
But that's when they scratch.
That's when they scratch it, right. All you want to do is make sure that when you carry your animal that it feels secure. And you know what? You've got to practice this at home. You're going to hear me say this several times today. This is not something you do once a week. You don't do it once a month when you go to a rabbit show. You just finally reach in and get your rabbit and put it in a carrier. These rabbits need to be worked with a little bit at home. You need to have a little bit of a table with a rug on it. Get them out of their cage. Maybe if you got a couple minutes while you're feeding, get the rabbit out of the cage, set it down, and work with it. Handle it. Handle it. Now, the most important part of handling is examining the rabbit, right? Checking it over, and you should check your rabbit over and trim its toenails and all that before you bring it to the show. That's the most difficult thing, I think, for anybody to handle rabbits. And again, I'm going to say this. There's no special way to do it. It's just a way to make sure that you're safe and not getting scratched. One of the worst things you can do is pick a rabbit up kind of like this, carry it around. Guess what? That exposes those toenails to you, don't they? So you got to learn to kind of get the rabbit, and you've probably learned in 4-H to put the rabbit on you or tuck the head under your arm so it feels safe, but always support the back end. See, I've always got to hold the back end here. And when that animal, no matter how small or big it is, it feels like it's safe because it's got its head under your arm like this. So that you can carry it all over the place. It's not going to tear you up. Okay? Examination is like 4-H. You know the examination part. What are you supposed to do? Well, what you find is most of the time you think you know what you're looking for, and you go to turn the rabbit over and it kicks. Again, it depends on the size of the rabbit and what's best for you and your hands. You need to have, I'll say this right up front, judges, people, you need to have soft hands. Soft hands, and that means go at them gently. I don't like these people that just jump at a rabbit and they grab it and toss it around. And good judges and good rabbit breeders, it takes a long time to get this rabbit in great show condition. And you can tear it up in a matter of a few minutes if you have rough hands and you handle the rabbit roughly. Again, back at home when you're practicing, use soft hands. These rabbits sense. They sense your hands. They sense you feeling them. They know if you're going to be mean or not. They really do. This rabbit's just sitting beautifully, isn't it? Just sitting there really well. And I'm just being real gentle with it. So we go to the examination part of the animal, and little rabbits, I tell people this is the best way, and it was taught to me when I was your age. Little rabbits, I'm left-handed, so you do it with your right hand, if you're right-handed. I only just put my thumb and forefinger at the base of the ear like this. Can everybody see that pretty much? Thumb in front, finger there, squeeze at the base of the ear, and then roll the rabbit over with my hand supporting the hindquarter. I've got the back end supported. Now you might think I'm hurting that rabbit. I'm not, but it does kind of keep them quiet. See how quiet that rabbit is? Now that takes practice. You can't do this just one time a month and expect your rabbit to do very well. Practice at home. Then to examine it, you should do that in a fairly quick manner. Don't be 5 minutes holding that rabbit upside down trying to figure out how to get into the teeth. You check the nose, the feet. Look at the lips. Always pull the lips apart from the side. See how I'm pulling the lips apart from the side to look at the teeth? Some people go in like this, and guess what? They get bitten. Always peel the lips, and all you're doing is looking to see if the teeth are straight, and if they're there. Quickly, boom, you're done. Quickly. Look at the eyes. Now this rabbit, see, he's very calm. I can do anything I want with him. That looks easy, but it's not. You might get a rabbit that's going to kick you a little bit. Support the hindquarter. Use the table if you have to. Yep, he's going to kick a little bit. So see, he's getting tired of me messing with him. If I'd have done this in a hurry, it wouldn't have bothered him at all. Yeah, okay. I kind of blow in their face sometimes. You want to quickly check their feet. Toenails, boom, boom, real quick. Run your hand down the belly, check their toenails and feet, and if it kicks, let him go. Don't fight him, let him go. Drop the rabbit, let him set a little bit, start again. pull him over, and finish your examination. Check him out quickly, then set him up. In 4-H, I see it in showmanship all the time, where it would take someone a long time to do it, and the rabbit gets tired. And so when you're examining your animal, practice at home with your breed, no matter what size it is, a little rabbit or a big rabbit. Is there any questions on handling? Because I'm going to do more about posing and handling. I just wanted to go over the fact that lots of times you need to practice at home handling your animal, getting it to and from the table, getting it out, getting used to being handled so that it knows who you are and knows how you're going to handle it. Now you noticed how I got that rabbit out of there. I didn't scruff it by the back of the neck.
You pick it up straight by the ears.
You can do that, but you better not around me. Anyway, posing is probably one of the biggest, I'm not going to say, one of the biggest concerns and variations in judging of rabbits and assessing rabbits. Every breed is to be posed. There's 5 different groups of rabbits. You know what they are? Commercial, compact, semi-arched, full arch, and 1 cylindrical, right? 5 groups, right. So, which one's this? Anybody know? Commercial, right. All this is this covers a lot of breeds, and the compact covers a lot of breeds, like the Dutch. They're very simple to pose, but unfortunately, they're posed a lot of different ways. First of all, the very basic is, and you'll see a lot of people sometimes kind of drop the rabbit a little bit, and you think, what's he doing or she's doing? You're just kind of setting their feet where they're comfortable. I'm not raising him way up here and dropping him. I'm just kind of going like this. So he's set natural. Then, the point is to make sure that the hindquarters, and this is the key, the hind feet are properly placed right beneath the hip bone. The toes should be right in front of the hip. How I know that is when I go down to the base here of the rump, I'll turn him around this way. What I'm looking for is to feel the back of the hocks right down here. Down here. Okay? The front feet are always just under the eye. Just under the eye. Now, when you set him up, if he's been practiced, this animal's had a lot of practice. Once you set him, he's setting very natural. Step back, you can step back and see if he's posed properly. I'm going to show you some of the things that happen a lot. Does that look like a natural set for that rabbit? We call that tucked up. He's got his back legs tucked way far up. Unfortunately, a lot of people do that because they think they should be real round over the top, and that does make him a little higher here, but he's not setting naturally. His hind legs, his hind toes are touching his front elbows here. Now, how you can tell, I mean, what I suggest you do at home is to get your rabbit, practice again, put it out on the table, and move away and look to see if the feet are okay. You know, look at the animal from a distance. You'll see a lot more. Or sometimes, not very often, some people will do this. They just kind of flop them on the table, and look, that destroys his overall body. He looks too flat, doesn't he? He's too stretched out. His hocks are clear out here. So once again, on this kind of a breed, commercial and compact, you just kind of set them up there like that. Make sure that, I kind of do this. I kind of feel their haunches and just kind of place them sometimes to make sure they're right in the right spot. And then I take the head and just kind of shake the head a little bit to firm up the top line. It's not hard to do, but believe it or not, a lot of people just don't seem to get them set properly. Any questions on that? It's pretty common, isn't it? Here's the difference between some of the breeds. A lot of them call for a different kind of a headset. Again, you got a little breed like this. Make sure that they set with their feet, like I told you, like that. but you don't push their head down. They're supposed to sit with a high head mount. So you got to kind of help them sometimes. You got to practice at home, guys. These animals just don't do this once a year and expect to do it right. Or every week when you go to a show. Some of them have it natural. This one likes to bite. Nice try. They haven't had breakfast yet this morning. Anyway, this guy, make sure that the back end is set. You don't overhandle them. Soft hands again. Soft hands. Very lightly try to raise the hand and raise the head to get the rabbit to set up his head up high. What other breeds have kind of a high head set? Can anybody tell me? Holland Lobs. There's a good one. They're kind of set lightly on their front feet, but they're supposed to have a high head mount. Makes them deep at the shoulder. They shouldn't hold their head down. Never should you take a dwarf when you're looking at it or posing it, put your hand over the head and hold it down. Or a Holland Lob. There's another breed that I raised that a lot of people don't know about, and that's a Trianta. It's right in the standard. It says, let the head set in its natural setting. In other words, if that Trianta wants to hold its head up like that, leave it alone. Don't push it down. When you pose it, you don't use the head. You don't push the head down to pose it. There's other breeds like that too. You might check the different breeds, but there's several breeds that want a higher head mount. Jersey Woolly's another one. All you got to do, see now, he's just set. Because I have soft hands, he's not intimidated. When he moves, I just gently kind of put him in place again. Soft hands. You don't try to beat him into a situation like that. Again, a small breed like this, to examine them, I pick those ears up, I got his hind end like this, and then you can do that. I want to bring the Dutch out for another one. You'll see on these Dutch, you know, they have markings, so you have to look at the markings underneath after you've done the examination. So what, again, a lot of times what judges will do, they've got to look at that undercut, and they've got to look at the stops and the cheeks from this position. Okay? So you got to get Dutch. If you have Dutch, you got to really work with them to pose properly. And when you look at them, you don't want to do this. You don't want to stretch them way out. That's an unnatural pose. You want to turn them over just like they'd be sitting on the table. Now I'm going to bring out the big guy here. There's several breeds that you're not supposed to pose at all. Anybody know what they are? Think about it. No, not cylindrical. They have to be posed cylindrically. Running breeds, what are they? Checkered Giants? You don't pose those, you try to pose those, they're going to nail you. They're running, see? Once you examine a big rabbit like that, let them run. English spots. Tans. Rhinelander. Belgian hare is not a running breed, but they are posed up high breeds, so you got to set them up. They're a lot different. So every breed has a little bit of different pose, so you got to know how to pose those properly. And our newest breed, Lionheads, that's another one. They're to be set up, showing off their head and their mane. Never push the head down. Oh my goodness, how am I going to get you out of there? Beautiful breed, and you should never, ever, ever be intimidated by these big guys. They're like a big old puppy dog. But see, they pose them a little different. What I did was, again, you got to make sure that the hindquarters are properly in place. I went down here, I automatically go down and I feel the haunches. They're right behind, right at the base of the hip, down here. I can make this rabbit look like that. See what I just did? I tucked it up again. Makes it real high here, but that's not the proper look. These guys are supposed to be long and very deep, so you just set them out like that. Make sure their front feet are under their eyes, and their heads are supposed to be at the table. What group is this considered to be in? There's 5 groups. Which one's this one? Semi-arched. Do you know why? The arch of the back starts at the back of the shoulder. On those commercial breeds and most compact breeds, the arch, the top line of the animal, starts right at the back of the nape and neck, and they're supposed to come up like this. This guy's got a semi-arch, so the shoulders look a little flat, but that's the way they're supposed to be. It's a semi-arch. The arch starts clear back here and then gets really round and full over the top in the back end. And it's important, and these guys, it's important to get them properly because length of body is very important. Length of body. And when you do this, he's a lot shorter, isn't he? And he doesn't show that semi-arch. It comes high up off the shoulder. So I've ruined his whole top line and the look of the breed by not properly posing the animal. Soft hands again. If I say that again and again, soft hands. These guys are allowed to run a little bit once in a while, but I'm not going to get into that. Carrying these big guys, it's like these big guys sometimes to roll them over. You know, I do this. I can control the rabbit by rolling this in. I don't pick him up. I just roll him. You know, you don't try to pick him up. He's 20 pounds. I'm not going to pick up a 20-pound rabbit. I just roll him over. And I've got him just settled enough that he's very quiet. That looks easy, but it's not. Check him all out. Check his tail. The whole ball of wax. But you know what? This rabbit's been handled a lot like that, so he knows what to expect. So it's no big deal. So if you're going to raise a big breed, don't be afraid of him. Any questions so far? Okay, it's questions. What have you got one that doesn't want to pose when you set him up? Well, again, some rabbits are temperamental. Usually the reason they do this is because they've not had any practice. They don't know how to set up. Again, I emphasize, your homework is at home, kids. You've got to pose your rabbits on a table at home, work with them at home. Start with young babies, like 3-month-old babies. Work with them every day, and maybe once you don't have a lot of time, but what I find is sometimes people will bring rabbits to the show in the spring particularly, and they haven't even had them out of the cage, and they put them out there and they expect them to set up real well, and judges can't get them to hold still or whatever. It becomes a problem. Or they've been roughhoused, put them in the carrier at home, and they're upset. You put them on the table, and they just don't want to be touched. That's partly up to the exhibitor to make sure they're right. You notice I always pick these little breeds up like this. I never grab them like this. Even in meat pens, that's another thing. Lots of times meat pens have a tendency to, I've seen exhibitors when they don't like what the judge did, they want to get the rabbit off the table, they'll loin it. They'll just pick it up and grab it and carry it away by its loin, and I never want to see that. I don't want to ever loin a rabbit. There's no excuse to ever, does everybody understand what loining it means? Because I'm not going to demonstrate it, I don't even like to do it. Yeah, they grab the loin and they pick it up. They're mad or whatever, and they take it away. Most rabbits, as long as you support their hind end, like this, and carry them, it's like carrying a cake somewhere, you're not going to drop it. It's not hard to do if you practice. And he said, well, what if you get a rabbit that's ornery and doesn't want to sit up for you? Well, you do the best you can. You do the best you can. It's very important to pose a rabbit the way the breed calls for. That's maybe what I'm trying to message it. Because then it can be judged properly. You can assess a property to see if it does conform. A Dutch is supposed to be what? A compact breed? Yeah, so this is a nice round compact rabbit. I can make it look cylindrical. See there? It looks cylindrical when you do that. Or I can make it look like it's got a problem. I've seen this happen where the back feet are clear up like that. They're looking at the rabbit like that and it's all jammed up. Make sure it sets in its natural pose. And you can, most breeds, you can take the head and help it by moving the head around a little bit. Some breeds, as I said earlier, you don't want to touch the head, you want them to get the head up high. The Tanya Petites is another one. They're not supposed to be moving, but they're supposed to be set with a very high head set. Let's see. I think that's about it. We want to make a half-hour session out of this. Anybody got any questions? I've tried to cover a few things before we get started judging today. there's nothing else, I guess we're all done for the day. Thank you very, very much, guys. Hope you learned a little something.